Welcome to the Built to Scale series Outside Marketing, bringing you quick, actionable episodes to help move your business forward. Here's your host, Craig Severinson.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 38 of Outside Marketing, the show where we answer the question, how do you build a thriving business without sacrificing your personal life? I, of course, am Craig Severinson, and today we're going to talk about the real reason behind inconsistent income. I hate inconsistent income. I'm sure you do too. It's that roller coaster effect where one day you're doing well, the next day you're not, or maybe it's a month and the next month you're not. Whatever it is, we're going to talk about what causes that, which in turn will help you overcome it. And of course, if you're enjoying this content, go check out builttoscalehq.com. That's where the whole podcast is housed. So the outside marketing are little snippets of just me talking, and then we have the big interview style ones with experts. These interviews are fantastic for the Built to Scale podcast. Like, we get people who are just killing it in the B2B services space, and they come and tell us all the stuff that they have done to build their business as big as they have, and they come and tell us the things that they are now struggling with as they grow, and it is incredibly valuable. So make sure you go check that out. It's at builttoscalehq.com or anywhere where you can listen to podcasts. The Built to Scale podcast is there. Also on that website, you can find out how you can work with me, and I run a training program that helps you get the foundations and systems in place to grow your business faster than you even think possible. So if you want a framework, a proven growth framework to growing your business, then you got to go check out the Built to Scale program. It's all branded the same, right? Built to Scale. Maybe that's confusing, maybe it's not, but it's easy to remember. builttoscalehq.com. All right, guys, let's dive into the reasons behind roller coaster income. And maybe it would be helpful to first really define and talk about what this problem is, because I think that you have faced it or are facing it currently, even if you don't realize that you are. So, on the surface, what most people kind of experience and deal with is 1 month or 1 week or one day you're doing pretty well, and the next week nothing, next month nothing, right? The time frame, it varies, but it's essentially, you're doing well and then suddenly nothing happens, and then you've got to rebuild up some momentum, and then you get, some good income, some good clients in, and then the same thing happens. You got another week, another month, another, you know hopefully not years, but year of no real progress. And so you get this up and down. So I would call it roller coaster effect in your revenue where you're not consistently growing. And this is demoralizing on you, because as you get up there, what you're really doing is reaching your cap in your business. And so it's like you get to that capacity level and you can't hire out staff because you don't have the money for it, or you don't have the stuff defined for it. And so it's just this constant, like, smacking against your ceiling that is a result that doesn't allow you to grow past yourself and doesn't allow your business to really grow in any meaningful way. It's like being stuck on a treadmill of or cycle, I guess, hamster wheel, right? A cycle of not being able to grow past yourself. And if you were to stop doing what you're doing, the whole thing would fall apart, right? Like, if you didn't show up for work for the next 2 weeks, guess what? You're not going to get any new business. Clients are going to be served, and the business is going to fall apart. This is a big issue because that means you can't take vacations. You can't take time off to, let's say you have a family emergency. Man, I think I've told this story, but man, one time I had, my wife was in a hospital, right? Like, this was years ago, and in the corporate world, they were like, "Hey, we're going to dock your pay." What if that were to happen today in your business? A loved one goes to the hospital or something like that. Like, what are you going to do? Dock your pay? No, right? If you haven't set up your business right, your business could fall apart. So you're going to be working when you want to be focused on something else. So this is all the problems that we're experiencing with this roller coaster income. And the truth is that this problem is not a one thing is causing this issue for you. It's a confluence of multiple things. There's multiple things coming together that are causing you to stay in this cycle. And if you want to break out, you have to start looking at these three things. So number one is, so I've got three for you. Okay. So one of three, these are the writer downers if you got a piece of paper. So one of three is inconsistent marketing and sales. So and this affects everybody. Okay. So I got on the phone with a client and established business owner doing really well. We've grown their business really a lot since we started working together. And they got on the phone with me and they're still like, hey, I'm not getting the consistent marketing or I'm not getting the consistent sales that I want. Like, okay, well, let's take a look at your marketing and your sales. Guess what? Inconsistency. They were not doing the things with regularity that they should be doing in order to get clients. It's like, driving in a car up a hill. You're going pretty fast, but what happens when you take your foot off the gas? It'll start to slow down until it stops and even starts rolling back, right? Your marketing is the same way. You have to hit it consistently if you want to get those consistent sales. A phrase that I like to say is marketing today is sales tomorrow. Marketing today is sales tomorrow. So you have to be consistent with your marketing and sales processes. When you get inconsistent in that, that is one of the major drivers and the most visible driver of that roller coaster income, that inconsistency, because it's really plain to see that if you do marketing, you get leads, you make sales, right? So if we don't do the marketing consistently, the other stuff doesn't happen either. So that one's really easy to see the through line. So that's thing number one, okay? Number two, this one's gonna punch some of you in the gut. It's that you're selling a mediocre offer. If your offer is not irresistible, then it is always difficult to sell. And that means that you are relying on your marketing and sales skills to pull you through. And if it is always a struggle to sell, then it's going to get you inconsistent sales because it is all dependent on how you're feeling that day, how good you are with your sales skills, right? So if we can improve your offer, make it irresistible, guess what? There's still a need for marketing. There's still a need for sales, but it makes those things so much easier, makes it go so much more smoothly, right? Because you've got this offer that you're excited to sell. And that energy comes through in the way that you approach it. And when they can say, oh my goodness, I want this, it is irresistible, it makes sense, there's ROI, I got to get involved with this, then you've got something that you can really cook with, that can really scale and get you that consistency that you want, right? And guess what? There are formulas to follow in order to get that. There are procedures that you can use in order to turn your mediocre offer into an absolutely irresistible offer, right? Totally, totally can do. Okay, so that was number two. Number one was, do you remember? Inconsistent marketing and sales. Number two is a mediocre offer. Number three is poor positioning in the marketplace. Sometimes I call this your market identity, and it is the intersection between your values and mission as a brand and what the marketplace wants. And when those two things come together, we can create our market identity or your positioning. And what does your positioning do? It sets you apart in the marketplace. It sets you aside so that you essentially have no competition. And we can use let's put an example, right? So Apple, right? Apple is, I always get nervous when I use Apple as an example because I have a client that's like, man, I've heard Apple examples. Yeah, you know who you are. I'm calling you out. I've heard Apple examples so many times. It's like everyone uses them. Well, I'm going to use an Apple example, and it's going to be a good one. Okay, guys. Okay, so Apple did not create the tablet, right, or the personal computer. They didn't create those things, but they claimed a niche within that market and positioned them against everybody else. And that they said, hey, this is the thing for creatives. If you like expressing yourself, you like music, you like art, you like being you, you're going to want to buy this thing. And so they basically said, hey, if you are a rebel and you want to be expressing yourself through electronics, through a tablet, through a cell phone, through whatever, then Apple's the product you've got to buy. And man, that positioning really set them apart in the marketplace. That's why we have PC and Mac, and PC encapsulates a million different companies, and Mac is only Apple, right? Like it's really the positioning that they took. Let's use another example. Let's use my own company, Built to Scale, right? So Built to Scale is a combination of coaching, training, and community, right? Like so you put those together, coaching, training, and community. Well, it's what makes me different than any other provider out there that is providing coaching, training, and community? Because there's other people doing that. Well, the thing that sets me apart is that I have the built to scale framework. So instead of just saying, oh, yeah, I'm going to coach you, it's like, hey, here's a proven process, here's a proven framework, here's a system you can use to get where you want to go. And regardless of if you think my coaching is good or not, guess what? This framework is going to get your business to that next level. So it's not just coaching, it's not just courses, it's not just training, it's not just community. Those things are a bonus. It's a business framework, right? So now, what sets me apart in the marketplace? Well, do you want to go buy a coach, or do you want a proven business framework, right? Now suddenly there's no competition here, right? Because I'm a completely different entity. It's the same for you. If you can get your killer positioning in the marketplace, set yourself aside from your competition, then suddenly you get your pick of clients because nobody's competing against you, right? It's like comparing apples and oranges. Do they want the orange or do they want the apple? Right? Like there's no like, well, this apple's shinier and this apple is sweeter and this apple is like when we get down to comparing apples to apples, it becomes about credentials and training and stuff like that. But when you're saying, hey, this is an apple, this is an orange, which one's your flavor, which one's your style? People know instinctively this or that, right? So it makes your sales so much easier. And when you get those three things together, remember this is a confluence of those three things, right? So consistent marketing and sales, right? A mediocre offer, we got to turn that into an irresistible offer. And then bad positioning, we need to switch that to fantastic positioning that makes you a unique service provider in the industry. When you get those three things together, boom, that's our solution to inconsistent roller coaster income. That's how we can get that revenue and the machine that drives that revenue drive in full blast so that you get that consistency that you're looking for, right? And that's exactly what the built to scale program is all about, is getting those foundations and systems in place so that your business can grow almost on autopilot, right? We're putting it on easy mode so that your business can grow, and you've got the system and framework in place to hire team so that you can take that vacation, so that when someone's in the hospital, you can take the time off and go be in the hospital with them. Heaven forbid that happens. We don't want that to happen, but life happens. COVID hits, car accidents happen, things happen. And I want you to be in the best position possible to say, my business supports my life, not the other way around. And so I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to spend my time focusing on the things that matter most to me. And that is your personal life, right? Your business needs to support that personal life because you deserve a rich life here on earth. The trip is one time around. We don't get another redo. You don't get to go again. So don't spend your life a slave to your business. Take the time, put in the effort, join the community to get that framework right so that your business can grow and thrive, and you can have your personal life and you can spend time with the people that you love doing the things that matter most, right? These are not mutually exclusive ideas. I think that we like to think, oh, I either have to hustle culture if I want to be successful, or I've got to be unsuccessful and spend time with my family. It's either or, business success or personal success. Bull crap. Bull crap. We don't need any of that, right? Because the truth is that you can have both. You can 100% absolutely have both a thriving business and a thriving, rich personal life. And you deserve that. You deserve to put in the work to get that. Is it easy? No, it's not easy. It takes you to stretch yourself to do things other people are unwilling to do, but we can make it a lot easier on you. We can make it a lot faster for you, and you're going to be a lot happier when it's done, when we use a framework like the built to scale framework to get that done in your business. And then once it's in place, once you have the framework and systems in place, then you've got a way to measure, you've got a way to outsource, you've got a way to delegate, you've got a way to get your business just full on moving where you want it to go. All right, I'm on a tangent. I'm way over time this this episode. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Put it in the comments. And until next time, take some fast, focused, imperfect action. I'm excited today because it is overcast but not raining, but it did rain. And so there's not very many people here at the park. So I get to finish my crisscross routine in peace. Nobody walking around staring at me like, why are you lifting weights in the park? Because I'm trying to get in shape, man. That's why I'm lifting weights in the park. Okay. Until next time, we'll see you guys.
Thanks for joining us. To check out all the Built to Scale episodes and to see how Craig can help you in your business, go to builttoscalehq.com.